Well, I came home to some packages on the front porch, and it was my Front Runner Slimline II roof rack. And this probably represents one of the first deviations on the exterior of the Rover where I won't go classic. A couple of reasons. One, if you noticed that when I got this truck, they had already painted the galvanized stripe black. So when I remodeled it or restored it, I actually kind of liked that, so I left it. And since this was already that way, I didn't feel like I was breaking the rules. I just kept it that way and painted it again. Now, there's a couple things going on with this rack. So it'll look a little more modern, and it'll look more like the Defender racks. But I went this route because I've actually only been working on this for maybe a half an hour. It goes together very simply. I've got the two outer rails assembled. You might notice there's a joint here that I put together, and do the same on the other side. Once you attach the end piece, then these slats just slide in one after the other, and they just go right in with the lock bolts. I've got about 4 more to go, and then the end piece. And it really, I kind of put this off for a day thinking, it actually came yesterday, come to think of it. I put this off till tonight thinking, I don't want to deal with it yet. And it's going rather quickly. All right, well, we'll come back out obviously in the daylight, but it's up and on, and it will definitely, oh buddy mine, there's some light. So yeah, we'll do this in the daylight tomorrow with a little catch up on the video, but my wife and I were able to lift it up on there, and I just have to get it into the gutter now. All right, so last night my super strong wife, hey super strong wife, yeah, helped me get this up onto the top of the Rover, and of course we covered it with a sheet and a blanket just to be careful. And we couldn't finish yesterday. We have some 7-week-old twins, and so there was a feeding time involved that got in my way. But enough about that. As I mentioned lightly in the beginning yesterday, the reason I got this rack is because it's got these removable slats. And if you look at where I've got the positioning of these two and those two, well, that's the 48 inches I need for the rooftop tent that's going to go in front. That'll be where I put other gear. This is what I intend to move between these two slats, or these two verticals. I intend to remove those slats. That allows me to come up through the inside of the cab. You see that little green, or the big green opening in my roof, that's the canvas. And I was worried about structurally what rack to do that with. And I thought, well, if I do this rack, I'll just go ahead and I'll fabricate some stringers that run, you know, about 8 inches inside of the outer edge. And then once I had those in place and they were attached to every one of the cross members, then I would cut out the centerpieces, and I would leave about 6 inches on each side, or 8 inches on each side. Well, I'm realizing that with these vertical posts here, that's 2 strong points and 2 strong points, same and same. So really, those 4 points are keeping the back stable, those 4 points are keeping the front stable. I think I'm just going to remove those entire 3 slats right there. But anyway, a little word to the wise when installing this, if you're making it. They tell you to put the deflector on, the wind deflector on right here first, but if you do, then you can't get your leg stand on. So put your wind deflector on after your leg stands are on. And then with 2 of us lift it to get started, we each got kind of on each side of it equally and got it up over the edge. And then Sarah grabbed the front and I grabbed the back corner, and we both lifted, and that was strong enough for us to be able to get it down without making any scratches. Obviously with 2 hefty guys, I'm sure it'd be no problem, but that just was our way of kind of tricking it down and getting it on. So anyway, I'm going to now put I'm going to tighten the legs, so I just got it to where it's all fitting in the gutter nice and square, and now I'll attach the mounting brackets on the edges and wrap this puppy up. Alright guys, well, we are finished, and if there was any curiosity about whether a Front Runner Slimline II rack will fit on a series, obviously you see that I'm right on that there, and you see the tolerances are pretty tight across the top. But I got exactly what I wanted out of this, but it's up and it's in, and I'm quite content with that. Now, here you see the centerpiece missing, which is exactly what I wanted to do, and this is so much easier than I planned, because I thought I was going to have to do some fabrication up here but I'm done. That's all I'm gonna do. My tent's gonna hang 2 inches off the front and 2 inches over right here. And what that all means, get this into perspective here, is there's my ability to open up the canvas, what I call the safari top, so that you can, you know, sit inside and pop some pictures and whatnot. It provides an interesting element for this Rover that you just don't get on any others, and that I can, from the inside, crawl through and get some gear on this side of the rack if I need to. Or my monkey girls at some point might get up and stand on top of the seat back and climb straight on into the tent, because I know the tent's going to have a back door. We'll consider those options later, what the kids won't be able to do or will be able to do. But yeah, I think if you were curious how a Slimline II Front Runner rack would fit on a Series 2 or Series with a tropical roof, there's your answer. And of course, I think a lot of people probably bring these back all the way flush, but I'm trying to go as far forward as I can so that I have as much of an opening here. And I already have 2 inches of overhang eating into that already, so with the tent. So I'm very happy with this. All right, so one slight addition to the video I just recorded. Actually, what I discovered was that with the slat, the last slat that I had, what would be the 1, 2, 3, 4th slat in the every other position, it was sitting right over this twist lock, and so I couldn't get to it. So what I did is I lifted this up, and instead of just taking it out, I pushed it back one into the next sequence position. And the reason I went ahead and decided this was really worth doing is it gave me the opportunity to hack off the end of the inside bolt so that it wouldn't rest on the roof, because it was just ever so slightly making contact, and that's now done. Also, I've added the Front Runner factory tent mounts, which is kind of cool because you can see it keeps the level of the tent's attachment really almost flush at the top of the side rail. And then over on that side, I've got an arm for a either shower or hot water bag that we put over our little sink counter that we built that hangs off the side of the rain gutter. So anyway, this should work great. This allows me now obviously to get up and in and out of the inside of the truck, and now that's done, and we'll put it back together. And here's, if you're going to have a tropical rooftop on your Series and mount a Front Runner Slimline rack, here's the benefit of hacking off the inside bolts, and just that it can sit that close. And now I'm quite happy. So anyway, well, added about an extra unexpected 30 minutes to the project, half hour maybe, 45 minutes or so. But we're wrapping it up now, and we'll be done.